we now come to the final letter of John, the third John. This letter was written to individuals. The Apostle John expresses his desire for Gaius to have an all-around prosperous life. His greatest joy was to know that the children of God were walking in the truth. And on this note, let us begin. The elder unto the well-beloved Gaius, whom I love in the truth. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. Now, John's third letter is addressed to Brother Gaius. John's desire for Gaius is God's desire for all of his children, and that is for us to prosper spiritually, financially, and physically. Gaius was prospering spiritually, but lacked in finances and apparently didn't have the best of health. All right, let's look at verses 3 and 4. For I rejoiced greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. Now John rejoiced after hearing the news that Gaius and believers scattered throughout Asia were walking in the truth. They were still following the apostles' doctrine and walking in the love of God. All right, let's look at verses 5 through 8. Beloved, thou doest faithfully whatsoever thou doest to the brethren and to strangers, which have borne witness of thy charity before the church, whom if thou bring forward on their journey after a godly sort, thou shalt do well, because that for his name's sake they went forth, taking nothing of the Gentiles. We therefore ought to receive such, that we might be fellow helpers to the truth. Now John praises Gaius for his help and support of the missionaries of the faith. He encourages him to continue the good work. These missionaries gave up their jobs, home, and comfort to bring the word of God throughout the world. John says to Gaius, by helping them, we ourselves are fellow workers in the truth. I like the way another translation reads verse 8. It says, we are bound to support such men to prove ourselves, or we become allies of the truth. The church needs those who will go out throughout the world with the truth, but it also needs those who will be allies of the truth at home. All right, verses 9 and 10. I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not. Wherefore, if I come, I will remember his deeds which he doeth, prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith. Neither doeth he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and casteth them out of the church. Now, Diotrephes was a leader who was all about himself. It was his way or the highway. He refused to obey John, and anybody in the assembly where he was located at who attempted to receive the missionaries, he would throw them out of the assembly. My God. All right, let's look at verses 11 through 14. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of God, but he that doeth evil had not seen God. Demetrius had good report of all men and of the truth itself. Yea, and we also bear record, and ye know that our record is true. I had many things to write, but I would not with ink and pen write unto thee. But I trust I shall shortly see thee, and we shall speak face to face. Peace be to thee. Greet the friends by name. John spoke very well concerning Demetrius to Gaius. He praised him for the good report he had of all men. Then he tells Gaius, that's all he was going to write. The rest he would tell him in person.